Welcome back, fanboys and fangirls, to Nerds on Topic. Today's episode is kind of a game of 20 questions. Can you guess what it is? Animal, vegetable, mineral, man?
Ready? Pick it up now!
Oh, that's good. That's really good right there. Oh, man, I needed that. Oh, my throat's still a little bit sore, but I am feeling like 90% better than I was when I was still sick. Welcome back, everybody, to Nerds on Topic. Yeah, this week I'm excited for this episode this week. This is one of my favorite stupid villains out there. And like actually going to this research, I thought there would be so much more since he's been around for so long. For those who don't know who I'm talking about, I am talking about Animal Vegetable Mineral Man, or as a lot of people end up calling him, AVM for short. AVMM or AVM Man. It's stupid, it's long, no matter how you say it, but it's fun. So I've been getting back into researching Doom Patrol because, well, they're weird, and I like weird, as you all probably could tell by now. And you know, with the whole new show coming out, I've been going back and rereading some of the older comics, and I stumbled back on Animal Vegetable Mineral Man again. So it felt like it was kind of the perfect thing to do since I didn't know what I wanted to do up until like last minute. So I guess the fact that he doesn't have that much of a history, even though he's been around for like 54 years, is good and bad. Like, it was really hard to do all the research for this and like try to crank something out that actually made sense and didn't just sound like I was reading a Wikipedia page, even though that's pretty much 90% of what I ended up finding was just his Wikipedia page, which was only a single page and barely even a full page at that. Oh my gosh, this was really annoying to research. But of course I got to also go into, you know, some more of the Doom Patrol comics that I didn't get to I could have read them, but I didn't read them before. Yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. Found out some stuff about them I didn't know before. Found out a lot about Animal Vegetable Mineral. A lot about. Okay, I'm just gonna say his real name. His real name is Sven, because he's Swedish, which is amazing, by the way. Fucking hilarious. It's been a very annoying week. Like, I've got a turtle, and the filter for her tank just kind of like died on me. So luckily, I was able to get a replacement for that. But other than that, like, I'm still waiting for the friggin' bank to send me my checking card or I'm waiting for my bank to send me my card, which they should have done like 2 weeks ago. Whenever they had sent it out, supposedly. It's annoying. I hate being an adult. Can I be a kid again? Hey, I don't want to pay bills anymore. I will gladly just stop working. I will stop being an adult, except for drinking, just so I don't have to pay bills anymore. If it's what I have to do, come on, just take away my age. I will gladly go back to being 17. That's a good age, right? 17. I'm not technically an adult yet. Oh, okay. I'm done rambling on now. I'm gonna start this off with as you all know, this is Nerds on Topic, and you're listening to one of the topic episodes. And this week's episode is on Animal Vegetable Mineral Man. Just like every week, I did a shit ton of research, enough research to recreate the process of life and fall into the vats of change so I can become a supervillain because I'm petty and like to well, blame others for shit that happened like 20 years ago. uh Anyways, let's get into things. Uh this is kind of hard. I'm wanting to experiment a little bit with my whole setup here. So I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna, like, whenever I'm doing this, I'm gonna kind of go into like how I was first introduced to this character. Um, so like the first time I ever like read something about Animal Vegetable Mineral Man, it was a little bit after I'd gotten back into got into comic books in the first place. It was probably whenever I was reading the 2009 comics that had Doom Patrol in it, that I had found in like a bargain bin at this old bookstore that used to be in town here, Russo Books. Um, and like I just found a bunch of Doom Patrol, and I was reading through them, and I found this guy, Animal Vegetable Mineral Man, who was part of a team. Um, but like I had no fucking idea what was going on. There was a sentient brick I didn't understand, who now I understand is an amazing character, and I love him with all of my heart, even though he is also a cross dresser. He is still a sentient brick, and yeah. If you guys want a topic on Danny the Street, I will gladly do one on Danny the motherfucking Street. Um, but yeah, no, and it was like he just like he could transform into this weird ass like T Rex, but like only half of his head was a T Rex, and then he still had a human head and like had a diamond arm and like roots and other shit, and it was really fucking weird, but it was really cool. And like it kind of also fell into the whole thing where I love shapeshifters. Blame my obsession with Beast Boy for that. uh but yeah, no, that's how I was kind of introduced to him, is on Mr. Somebody's team. Yeah, I'll get into that later. Anyways, yeah, and then what else is there? Oh yeah. Okay, so anyways, so shit, this is weird. I'm trying to get used to it, but it's weird. I love it. Um his first appearance. So the first appearance of Sven was in Doom Patrol Volume 1, issue number 89. Sorry, choked. On 19 in on 1964 in 1964. So he was originally written and drawn by Arnold Drake and Bruno Preminial 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 Bruno Preminial, something like that. Um, who Arnold Drake was the original co-creator of the Doom Patrol. He also helped create Deadman and Guardians of the Galaxy. That kind of surprised me. Like you hear about the whole crossover that DC and Marvel had a lot, but like honestly, whenever I'm doing research for stuff like this, I end up not countering it as much as I would think I would, not as much as the great late Jack Kirby did. But yeah, that was pretty interesting to find out he also did Guardians of the Galaxy, which also kind of makes sense because, you know, Doom Patrol and Guardians of the Galaxy are kind of weird ass teams that make absolutely no sense in the continuity of their own universes. Anyway, then Bruno Preminial, he was also he was the other half of the co-creation team of the Doom Patrol. Who, if you guys want to hear about the Doom Patrol, hit me up. I will totally do that. I love the Doom Patrol. They're like my second favorite team, other than Teen Titans. Um, so his powers are being able to shapeshift into any animal, vegetable, which is pretty much just a very weirdly specific term for all vegetation. Um, and then any kind of mineral, so like rocks and stones and crystals. I know two of those are the same thing, anyways. Um, and then, or any combination of those three things. And on top of that, size manipulation, because he turns into giant shit a lot. Like his first appearance, I'll get into it in a sec. Anyways, yeah, no, he can kind of shapeshift his size as well as everything else about him. Such a stupid name, but the character friggin' loves it and refuses to go by anything else. It's great. I love him. He's so stupid. uh, oh, so the first the first story that had Sven in it. So his full name is Sven Larsson. He was a bright student, and uh, he. Oh wow, I could not understand what I was saying right there. He was a really bright student of the chief of the Doom Patrol, the Chief Calder, who's a friggin' jerk, Doctor Niles Calder, I should say his name is. Um, and they ended up having a falling out. And years later, he had, while doing research, discovered the formula for life, like the original formula for life. Basically, the way he described it, it was a giant vat of amino acids that were then repeatedly struck by electricity. Um, so the way he did it was he basically had a giant vat of amino acids and two giant ass Tesla coils that were just shooting electricity all over the place. Um, the Doom Patrol was conveniently in the area whenever he was doing this test. When he fell in, uh, and before he could die, and before the Doom Patrol could save him, he kind of wriggled out of the vat as a giant what's the word I'm looking for? Pile of disgusting flesh. No, it was actually a paramecium, paramecium, whatever it is. It's like one of the most simple forms of single-celled organisms, but like is still identifiable as life. And he just looked gigantic. He was easily 20 feet, probably, which you can probably guess is not the normal size for one of those things. Anyways, he was given the powers from there to shapeshift and into virtually any, like, he could shapeshift into virtually anything. Like I said, his powers are friggin' shapeshifting any animal, vegetable, or mineral. And what did he use his powers to do? Exact petty revenge against Calder and the Doom Patrol by by association. Uh, and in their first fight, he just lost his ability to shapeshift because of the other device that Calder supposedly stole from him. Oh yeah, so the reason he was really mad at Calder is because apparently Calder stole an invention of his, like the anti-evolution ray or some shit like that. I don't remember the exact thing it was, but they used it on him. He couldn't shapeshift anymore. They captured him and froze him, and he got sent to jail. It was funny. Let's see. From there, for years he had tried on and off to destroy the Doom Patrol to get revenge on Calder, because he literally has nothing better to do with his life, apparently, with all of his new shape-shifting abilities that he could probably do literally anything with other than fight, a band of misfits. Anyway, one day he was broken out of jail by this guy named General Immortus, who is a literal immortal Nazi. Yeah. But the Nazi just wanted to use him as a distraction to distract the Doom Patrol and the new Doom Patrol by this point, because the team had completely changed. And he wanted to find Calder. He found out that he was just being used by General Immortus, so he decided to disobey the Nazi and go hunt down Calder for himself. He got beat by a squirt gun. Now, given the squirt gun was filled with a liquid that had a chemical agent in it that also stopped his transformation, which actually only slowed his transformations, he ended up getting frozen by Celsius and sent to jail. Man, that sounds really familiar. It's almost like that's the same thing that got him the first time, and probably every other time during those couple of years that he was trying to kill them. Anyways, much like From there, much like the mammoths trapped in the ice, found in the Arctic, he kind of just disappeared for like years up until 2009. he was just out, in a diner. He got forced into a really bad situation by some really pushy ass cops. There was hostages. He let the hostages go, and then completely just brutally murdered the cops. Um, somebody, literally somebody, Mister Somebody, sent a fucking limo to well, pick him up. He just gets into a fucking limo and drives off, where he is then indoctrinated into a team with two other people called Botfly and Porcelain Doll. Yeah, no, okay. Welcome the new Doom Patrol. Actually, no, they were called the Frontmen, but they were designed to combat the Doom Patrol by a man named Mr. Somebody. So this is the series I was talking about that I was originally getting into. I really like it. Like the art style looks. I didn't realize it was from 2009. Honestly, I thought that it was from a lot earlier because uh the uh the art style, not the art style, but there's like the style of clothing and costumes they were wearing was so 90s. Oh my gosh, it was one of the most 90s feeling thing I had seen. It was great. I loved it. It was so stupid. Anyways, they were called the Frontmen. Um, yeah, they were called the Frontmen for a company. They were literally just there to make them look good. They were, yeah. Also, Mr. Somebody is actually the evil supervillain, Mr. Nobody. Such an inventive name to cover himself up with. No one would ever have guessed that Mr. Somebody was Mr. Nobody because nobody is somebody somewhere, aren't they? I don't know. It was stupid. I'm going to stop talking. Not really. I'm not going to stop talking because then this podcast would be over. And I don't want this podcast to be over. It's not over until I say it's over. Anyways, continuing on with that. One of his missions, he was actually contracted to kill my favorite hero, Beast Boy, who, if you guys don't know, even though I said it like in the news episode the other day, Beast Boy is the adoptive son of Rita Bar. Was that? Yeah, Rita Bar, who is Elastigirl or Elastiwoman, whichever version you're looking at. But like whenever he was on the way to the Titan's Tower, like right when he had gotten there, oh yeah, by the way, just come back to the tower. We got Elastigirl here. She's also not elastic anymore. She's actually made of like some kind of primordial goo, so that's weird. So whenever they got there, the Doom Patrol came and they were tricked, and everyone's suit were sabotaged, so it made it look like the Doom Patrol killed them. And so the Doom Patrol got framed for murder. Yeah, that was the last story he was in. Until the New 52. So, for those who don't know what the New 52 is, Barry Allen got sad. He went back and saved his mama from getting murdered. And whenever he came back, everybody had a lot more lines in their costumes. Not only that, they had only been superheroes for about 5 years. Everything that we ever knew about comic books had been erased. But one thing didn't get changed, and that was nothing. Everything got changed. Apparently, though, everything that had happened before still happened, except for some things that were omitted because continuity. Anyways, we've only heard one thing from Animal Vegetable Mineral Man, Sven, since the New 52. And that is him being used by fucking Calder to be a security system in his house or lab or whatever the fuck it was. He was a security system in, and he was kind of just a mindless monster. Like other than that, the only thing that we had seen him, he was like on a list of registered superhumans in I think Russia or some shit in the Kingdom Come sequel. But other than that, nothing. Like we haven't heard anything from the amazingly bad supervillain whom I love. I really wish there was something new for me to talk about, but sadly, there's not. Come on, DC, get your shit together. If you want me to fucking write and or draw a series that involves Animal, Vegetable, Mineral Man and Beast Boy for some reason needing to team up because they're both amazing shapeshifters and they're stuck on, like, I don't know, a fucking alien planet and have to work together in order to get back to Earth. Please hit me up. I will totally fucking do that for you guys. Sorry for my language if you guys are against that. I know you're DC though, so you're darker and more adult and mature and awesome. Um, Anyways, yeah. There's really not much else I can say about Sven other than I love saying his name, Sven. Um, yeah, he's great. He's purple usually for some strange reason. I don't know why he turns into a purple dinosaur. Maybe it's a conspiracy theory that Barney was actually Animal, Vegetable, Mineral Man, just shapeshifted into a child-friendly TV show for decades to subvert the child's imagination into believing that purple dinosaurs are your friend. So whenever he went on his eventual rampage across the United States, all of the children who were raised on Barney were to band together and assist in his looting and collapsing of the American government and all of its people. I don't know, maybe. Who knows? uh, anyway, any hoozles. Uh, I don't really have anything else to say. Like, I could just ramble on here for a little bit, but I doubt any of you want to really listen to me talk for another 15 minutes about literally nothing. Um, you guys got an extra long episode for the news this week, luckily. So I'm just going to start getting into shout outs and sponsors. If I had any sponsors, this is where sponsors would go. You can follow me on Instagram at Not Coffee. That's coffee with a K. You can follow me on Twitter at KW Comics. I try to post interesting and funny things on there. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll see artwork that I post on a regular basis. Starting to draw like this weird little, 3 to 4 panel comic. I'm really enjoying it. It's about a little night kid. Don't really know where it's going. Don't have a name for it yet. Just having fun. Um, let's see. You can follow the podcast on Instagram at Nerds on Topic. You can follow the podcast on Twitter at Nerds Topic because Twitter sucks and wouldn't let me put Nerds on Topic for some strange reason. If someone has that Twitter handle out there, please give it to me. Contact me at Nerds Topic on Twitter. If you want to email the podcast and share anything, you might want to correct me on shit that I've said in the past. You might want to complain. You might want to praise me, give me topic suggestions. You can mail the podcast at nerdsontopic@gmail.com. If you enjoy our intro music, you can listen to anything he does on his social medias. You can find him on all social medias as at SWA Music, SWA Music. He's a pretty cool dude. Might be doing a topic with him within the next week or two. We'll see about that. Got to talk to him about it. Yeah, no. That I think that's it. Anything else? Got to thank my buddy David, who's helped me with getting out of work the other day when I was sick and I couldn't move. Thanks a lot, dude. Really appreciated it. Yeah. Remember, guys, this is Nerds on Topic. We are not the podcast you're looking for. Bye, guys.